Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Trudy Kitui, of course, the queen of content. Welcome to the best online TV show. And today on my show, I have a beautiful queen. She's a rapper. I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to describe her, but you all know her. And maybe kama hujamjua, you'll know her today. So this lady, she has been trending for the past 3 days. Kwa history ya Mulamwa, yeye ndo amenyang'anya Mulamwa Ruth K, ameharibu ndoa, and I had to look for her at least tujue ni ukweli ama si ukweli. Kuna pia picha Mulamwa alikuwa amepost and you guys were tagging her, you're saying that huyu ni Nelly. So finally Nelly yako hapa. Let's see what she has to tell us. Kama ni ukweli she's the one dating Mulamwa ama ni rumors too. Hi baby girl.
Hi girl.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You're looking amazing, jamani. Yo.
$1 million always.
I think before we start this interview, I would want you to tell us how much are you wearing?
Today I'm actually wearing not less than 500k Kenya shillings, I mean 500,000. Yeah, so like I'm $1 million babe. You understand? Yeah, so as you can see here, I have a fluffy, beautiful jacket. Yes, matching my shoes. I also have a very nice pants, and I'm also wearing some beautiful jewelries, you know, gold and silver. I really love gold, but sometimes I do silver as well. Yeah.
So you're saying that you're not wearing less than 500,000?
No, I'm not wearing less than 500k.
Is that your lifestyle? Maybe how much do you wear a day?
Like in a day, if I wore something cheap, maybe 300k. That was something cheap. If it was very, very cheap, 300k.
Nelly. Ufai kuishi Kenya?
No, like I love Kenya. Sifai kuishi Kenya, but I love Kenya because like originally, just like I said, I'm an outcast of actually a descendant of Chinese, and my mom is a Kenyan. You understand? But I'm a Kenyan because I was born here and also raised here. That's what I can say.
Do you believe you are the richest woman here in Kenya?
Okay, there's so many rich people, but mimi tunaweza waambia net worth yangu is very huge and just very enough. Yeah. So with the rumors going on about sijui whatever, but these babes hawanifiki, and you know that. Yeah.
So let's say wewe level yako unaweza jicompare na nani Kenya as a lady? Of course we have ladies who have money here in Kenya. They dress so well. Who should we compare you and her?
To be honest, you can't compare me with nobody unless hao ndo wanataka kujicompare na mimi, because my game is very tight, it's top notch. You can't compare me with anybody. But for Kenyans, if we talk of celebrities, I really love Vera Sidika. Nampenda sana because like her game is just different, and she does her things. Watu ndo wanamtafuta. It's same like me. Watu ndo wananitafuta. I will literally trend even without showing my face, just as you saw. I was trending lakini my face was not on the board. So what if ninge kwa billboard? What will people say? Yeah.
And I saw somewhere you wrote like you want to buy a private jet, and I was waiting for this day to know how prepared are you, how much do you have, so that yani Nelly ataki saizi kutembea na ati sijui public means nini, she wants a private jet. When is this happening?
Like this will not even take much longer because I'm gonna do that very soon. You know, I really don't like associating myself with people kuchukua this other, taking planes with these other people. Those people who've known me, like sai ndio watu wengi wenye wanijui ndio wameanza kunijua. But those people who actually know me better, they know who I am, they know I'm a fine babe and I love classy things, and I love the good things. So about the jet, soon enough I think itakuwa hapo nje and you guys will get to see that.
Who is your ideal man? Because looking at your class, tungependa kujua who is your ideal man.
Honestly, hapa Kenya? You mean hapa Kenya? Hapa Kenya, I don't think kuna type yangu, you understand? Because like, I'm not gonna do 50-50 with no man. I don't do that. I'm a fine babe, I've got my own money and everything. So mtu mwenye anakuja kwa life yangu, with most of Kenya nini, they're not romantic, wako zile za, let me take care of you babe, and a fine babe wants to be taken care of like me. Even if I've got everything I need a man who's like, hey baby, where are you? you know, let me book your private jets. You know, you wanted to go, unasikia baridi kidogo, unasikia joto sana, you know, let me take you to Norway uende usikie baridi pale. You understand? Yeah, so I don't think so far kuna mtu mwenye ako hiyo level unless akuje ajitokeze. You understand? Yeah, so far sidhani kama kuna mtu mwenye amejitokeza. That is my ideal man. You understand?
Kenyan men, they're not your class.
They're not my class. So if I decide maybe to go with somebody or to date somebody for some time, it's because maybe I want to use them to actually get to help some street kids out there. Yo doya ama yo funds zao nitumie ku donate huko nje ama maybe nitumie tu just on petty stuff. You understand? But not a man for keeps, that type of a man. Yeah.
So that clears the speculation that people have been having about you and Mulamwa, because you've already said no Kenyan man is your type. And for the past 3 days, you've been trending hapa kule on TikTok, everywhere, that you snatched Ruth K's husband, who is Mulamwa. You're the cause of their breakup. And so many people walikuwa wanakurushia mawe wakisema mbona uende uvunje ndoa ya wenyewe and wewe mwenyewe labda maisha yako imekushinda. So kumaanisha sasa wewe na Mulamwa you have nothing because of already Diva ashasema hakuna Kenya. Hii Kenya haina mwanaume type yake.
Hii Kenya hakuna mwanaume type yangu, and just like I said, it doesn't, nikisema mwanaume mwenye ni type yangu, not a man for keeps, not a man for marriage, not a man wa kuishi na yeye milele ati namzalia ama sijui tunakaa forever. Ndo nilisema not in that sector. About story ya Mulamwa ati mimi nimevunjia Ruth K ndoa, just like I said, mtu akikuja kunikatia, it's none of my business kwenda kuangalia, hey babe, uko na excess wangapi, uko na nani mwenye uko na present saizi, uko na nani. No, that's none of my business. You know, maybe sometimes ameingia kwa nini yangu and he was like, hey, let me get you a piece of land. Utakataa, hata wewe utakataa. Mi sitakataa, okay? So me like kama mtu alikuja akanikatia akaniambia, you know, I want you nini, it's none of my business kwenda kwanza kuangalia kama kona ex, kama kona current ama kama ana mtu. You never know, maybe there was something promising, he did promise me that you guys don't know. And also that doesn't mean that maybe because maybe he's my type or something, you understand? If I talk about my type, I mean someone that I will keep forever, mtu mwenye I can say, okay, wacha nipeane kifuniko yangu ya asali nimpatie mtoto, you understand? But hauwezi fungua kifuniko yangu ya asali kama mimi mwenyewe I don't want.
So what are you trying to say? Are you in the picture of what people are saying about you and Mulamwa? Kuna kitu between you and Mulamwa ama kunaendana?
What I can say is kwa ground vitu ni different, you know. And right now I'm not in the right position kusema kuwapea hiyo jibu because Mulamwa mwenyewe atawajibu. You understand? He will actually make it clear for everyone. You understand? Yeah. So right now, yeah, that's the thing.
How well do you know Mulamwa and for how long have you maybe known each other?
Mulamwa na mimi like ni bestie yangu sana. Si ni mabeste, si ni mabesties, yeah. Mulamwa is my bestie and we actually got to meet very long time ago. Sisa is not this year, you understand? And also, I think like we've been talking, you know. Yeah, we've been talking, you know, we've been actually going to events, nini. Yeah, for quite some time. Si ati ni mambo ya sai, but yeah, we've been
vacation.
Very good friends.
Vacation.
Hiyo sitaongelea saizi.
There's something that Nelly is trying to hide from us, but tunajua tunakuanga na DCI, online DCI. Ile picha yenye Mulamwa aliposta hata kama alikuja akasema ni AI, kuna wale tu online DCI walifuatilia wakaangalia walai ni hizi kucha za Nelly, ni hizi kucha. Wakaangalia kucha, wakaangalia shape, wakaangalia ni nao, hapo ndo mahali ulitokea. Sasa watu wakaanza kusema by the way ni ule demo anaitwa Nelly Diva. So Nelly ashasema maybe stories zingine tusikie kwa Mulamwa. Nelly, kitu ya mwisho ungependa kuambia wale watu wana speculate about you and Mulamwa and they're like, yo, will break up marriage ya wenyewe, you're a homebreaker and you're not even better than Ruth and Karo. Yeah.
Okay, mimi kitu naweza sema hata mnicompare, leave alone Ruth and Sony. Hakuna mtu mwenye ananifikia hii Kenya. Hakuna mtu mrembo kunishinda. Hao mademo wawili mnani compare nao, mniangalie tu vizuri. Unless unaniangalia na macho ya shetani. You understand? Unless unaniangalia na macho ya wivu. Unless your lineage inakuja from jealous people and poverty inawasumbua. But Mimi, you can't even compare me with those two ladies. Like, I'm better off. Just look at me. I'm a fine babe. You understand? Me hata wanifiki. No.
What makes you so unique? Ama ni nini inafanya unasema they are not in your class, they're not in your level maybe?
Sorry, come up again.
I'm saying ni nini inafanya uone ni kama wale si warembo kukuliko wewe ni mrembo kwa nini?
Because I just look myself at the mirror and all I can see is a fine babe. All I can see like me kwa hiyo kioo, unless mtu mwingine akuja simame na mimi tena kwa hiyo kioo nimuone. But if in life I don't see nothing. Me, I don't see anything. I wake up in the morning and I know I'm pretty. I wake up in the morning and I look on the mirror and all I can see is beauty. Yenye is not like yenye it can't be matched with any other person pale nje. That is one thing that makes me so confident about my beauty, about my body. Talking about my body, my fans and other people wamekuwa wakiongelea, oh, you know, sijui your lips sijui ziko aje, and I told them one thing, ati sijui niko na mdomo kubwa inakaa ya diamond. Do you know what? These lips are so fucking expensive. Seta wewe unajua. Imagine Tanasha Donna went out there to get them lip fillers. She went there to get lip surgery, ndo lips zake zifanane na zangu. You understand? You know, and you people like celebrities out there kina Cardi B and kila mtu, they're going out kujaza lips. They're going out kujaza body, they're going out ku flat tummy. And I'm like, I've got all that, babes. I don't need the gym to go and get a fine body. You know, the lips that niko nazo saizi, everybody like celebrity. You know, our money, most of Kenyans ni washamba na nilishawaambia hiyo kitu. You know, most of them ni washamba and they're so illiterate, you know. And those people who are watching me, most people who are hating, they're illiterate na ni washamba. Literally, hata if you saw, there's so many things I didn't post on my Instagram because they're out there begging me for money. Please nibuy. And they're the same people. Nitumie 50 bob, nimekula cabbage the whole week. And I'm like, you know what? Money is not a problem. I'm gonna send you even 500 bob. Wende ununue cabbage za 500, utakula mwezi ngapi? So these same people, ama mwingine akikuja niombe hiyo pesa nikatai kumpea, atakuja huku nyuma anze kusema uko na mdomo mkubwa. And I'm like, bitch, mdomo yangu is expensive, you understand? I don't know like mnapeanga nini mabwana zenyu ama chali zenyu, because you need this fancy bigger, you know, enhanced lips. Kwani chali yako unataka kiss nini? Ama ana kiss na kuuma lips because there is no nyama. You have to have nyama like me. Walipeta na Shadona nini inaitwaje? Walimpea pressure akaenda katwa lip fillers. If I was me, I would just be tell that fine babe, you looked so perfect. Do you? Whatever you feel like inakubamba, do you? Let them people talk. And one thing I always say, other than my family members, you all know nothing about me. Yeah, so I will do me. I love my lips and nitazishow sana kwa calm and everywhere I go. Watu nimekwambia wanani watch na that jealousy. You understand? With that poverty na wasumbua ninja, you know? Yeah.
Have you ever done plastic surgery on your body?
No,
Are you planning to?
I'm not planning to do plastic surgery on my lips. You understand? Because I love my lips and I have a fine body, you understand? And I don't need to hit the gym because body yangu is what people are out there looking for. You know, I have a nice tummy, it's a flat tummy. Everybody's going out there kutafuta flat tummy. I have my nice ass, you know. My nyash is not so big, you understand? But niwaulize kitu moja. Mshaiona millionaire mgani ametafuta dema amejaza mahaga ati for keeps? Mshaiona nani? Akodeli wambia kitu moja. Akitembea hivi, everybody is like, damn, this is my type. You know, Kenyans, we have that stupid mentality ya manaijana nini, you want big nyash, you know. And literally, these same men, ndo wanakuja wanasema, iyo nyashi imejaa sana. Kitu kubwa wanasema, iyo kitu kubwa ni chafu. That is what they say. The bigger the booty, the dirtier they are. Then another thing, iyo booty wanasema, hii booty kubwa hata kuipendoa ni ngumu. They want something manageable, you know. So with this big booty or they can't even manage it. Me, I want somebody who can manage me, you understand? And I'm not gonna add my nyash ndo nikuje nifurahishe mtu, you understand? Kama like rumors has been speculating and this fine body ndo imependwa. That's why they're talking. Wako hapa because of this fine body. Everybody's like, you know, you're not better than Sujui Nani and you're not better than these two. But at the end of the day, mimi ndo niko. You understand? Yeah.
Maybe Nelly, what is the most, I don't know, should I say weird or awkward thing you've ever done for love?
Weird or awkward thing I've ever done for love? Okay, so like, inaweza kuwa nini shwali? Kitu crazy ama kitu weird?
Let me say crazy thing.
Crazy thing I've ever done. Okay, I think my first love. I think my first love. Nilifanya tuli actually have a good time on a private jet.
Private jet seat is manza sahi ni kitambo.
When
was that?
Because like this is not even the first time I'm trending. I trended some few years ago, and it was because of my actually millionaire babes. You understand? He was a Europe guy, you know. And hiyo ndo time yenye nilikuwa nimetrend hata kushinda saa hizi. So this trending ni kitu nimezoea. I can even go on exile, maybe off social media for some time, but people wakiamua tu ni trend, I will still trend. So I think the craziest thing niliwahi fanya ni, you know, having a nice time kwa flight.
Yeah, I hope mmesikia guys. And now I saw some people asking, because you look like someone who have money, someone who live a lavish life, but you're working for Tumbili currently, you're doing interviews for Tumbili TV. Why are you working for him? What's your relationship with Tumbili?
Okay, one, I would say like Tumbili is a very good person. Hiyo ni kitu yenye naweza sema. And just like I said, yes, I do work with Tumbili, you know. And also because of my brand and the things I do, I really enjoy entertainment journalism, because one thing, like I'm a very wild person. I'm not just a Kenyan rapper, you know. I'm not just a rapper, I'm a host, I'm an actress, you understand? And also, like, just like I said, I'm a journalist, you know. And you know, when you do something yenye unapenda actually out of passion, you will never regret that, because you're doing something you love. When you understand? So like working with Tumbili has really been a great journey. And nimekuwa nikipata like positive comments. And I'm enjoying that, because with Tumbili we have a very nice relationship. We respect each other, we respect our work, you understand? And like, yeah, that is why I do work with Tumbili, because I really enjoy working as an entertainment journalist. Yeah.
Amazing. When you posted on Instagram about people to ask you questions, I saw whereby someone asked you that you had a relationship with Willy Paul, sijui ilishaje, na wewe ukakuja ukajibu pale na screenshot. So let's hear from Nelly live. Hiyo ilikuwa screenshot, hapo ilikuwa kwa text. What's your relationship with Willy Paul, and maybe so far so good, how are you guys doing? Are you guys okay?
So far so good. What I can say is that Willy Paul ndiye alikuwa ananidate. Yeye ndiye alikuwa huko, mimi sikukuwa huko.
Alikuwa anajidate.
Yani kama tuseme niko lakini siko. You understand? Yeye alikuwa ananidate, mimi sikuwa ninamdate. You know, because now like it tunaweza sema like ni kitu imeshaka. You know, and saa hizi nilimwacha. You know?
Will you date for how long?
I think it was kitu kama maybe 8 months.
Okay.
Ilikuwa 8 months. You know, this guy, he was like for real, he was like, mi nataka kitu serious na wewe, that's what I want. And I was like, are you sure you want something serious with me? Like, are you sure you have enough funds to take care of this fine babe? And he was like, you know, oh, sijui nini, I can take care of you. So this story actually started. I will actually get to talk about the whole thing later on, because it's a whole lot of story. I'll talk about it later on my YouTube channel. But right now, I will just give the hints. So, he reached out to me on my Instagram, as he always do with many women pale, you know, and kaniambia, you know, sijui nini akanisumbua. I was like, hey, huyu bwana mkunaji ashakuja hapa anataka kunikuna na mimi like I'm not into it, you understand? So alikuja nini, so you know I don't know where he got my contacts, you know. So one time he called me. Akaniuliza, hey, you know, we are in the industry, sisi wote, we can just be friends. You know, we can meet, maybe do some music or something. I was like, yeah, working on a project is not bad, you understand? So akaniambia ati, you know, maybe tunaweza meet maybe just for some lunch or dinner, you know, and then we can work on maybe some project. Tunaweza ongelea tu story ya project nini. Nikamwambia, so that day he reached out, I was like, I had a shoot. And that day I had a shoot site Zaruaka. I had actually booked an apartment there for my content, for my shoot, you know. So akaniuliza uko wapi? Nikamwambia mimi niko hapa kwa apartment ya hapa Ruaka. Akaniambia sinaweza pass by hapo so that, you know, after the shoot we can go lunch and then we fanye nini, we just talk about whatever, you know. Nikamwambia that's not a bad idea, but yeah, maybe. So he was like unamaliza shoot saa ngapi? Nikamwambia I still don't know, but time yenye nitamaliza I'll just tell you, you know. So nikamwambia sawa. So that guy, do you know this guy, he's nini, like mind yake iko kufanya nini, kuni meet for lunch, kumbe akili yake ilikuwa inataka ini meet for dinner. So I was like, mbona unataka kuni meet for dinner, you know? So this guy, he called me. Akaniambia, hey, I drove all the way from Syokimau, already niko hapa kwa hii apartment. Nikamwambia, unakuja usiku hapa kufanya nini? Because we were to have nini at what time? During lunch hours, you understand? We were to have lunch. So amekuja huko saa moja because the shoot took longer. Amekuja huko saa moja ya usiku. Akanipigia simu ati mimi niko hapa nje, niko hapa chini kwa parking. Nikamwambia, why are you here? Mbona unafanya nini unafanya hapa? He was like, yani unaweza nifanya ni drive all the way from Syokimau just for you and then unakataa kukuja. I was like, I'm not stepping down. I didn't tell you to come here this time. I'm busy. I hired my photographer, videographer. I hired him, amewacha nini zingine, and this is my precious time. If you are not in my schedule, I won't squeeze time for you because I'm a very busy babe, you understand? So my schedule for the entire week inakuanga planned on a Sunday, you know. So he was like, basi kuja tu for respect, you just say hi to me and then I go, you know. I was like, it's okay basi, I will come down. So during this time I was wearing a gown because I was in the middle of shoot. If you've seen that purple dress in a gown like for wedding, I was wearing that, and I went down kumuona. So I was with my stylist, alikuwa amenishikia because you know gowns ziko longer. So time nilifika, the boy is like, he wants to treat me the way he treats women out there on social media and those other women. He was like, nimekuita nataka kukupeleka dinner. This was the first, sasa amefungua mlango ya gari. That time it was before a change color ya hiyo gari yake, it was yellow, or I don't know, it was yellow, right? So he was like, mimi nimekuja kukuona, and then unafanya nini? And then unakuja kama umevaa nguo ya harusi. Nikamwambia, shut the fuck up. Are you okay? Is your mind okay? Nimekuja nimevaa nguo ya harusi. I told you I was in the middle of a nini. And he was like, please just go wear some sexy dress because I want to take you out for dinner. Nikamwambia, you are not part of my schedule. You understand? So hadi like ile venye tumekutana ile kusalimiana ananisalimia ki-brother. You understand? Ile nikamwambia, hold it right there. First I think unanuka sweat. You understand? You know, you drove all the way from Syokimau only to come up ukinuka sweat, and then unakuja unaniambia ati nimetoka na gown. I was in the middle of my shoot and this was the theme of my shoot, you understand? So akaniambia, he came down akaanza kuniambia, okay, I'm so sorry. Just go back basi kama unaweza tu vaa just a dress yenye si gown because it was so heavy, you know, gown. And go back and change, alafu kuje, I just take you out for dinner. And I said yes, okay fine, wait for me. Venye nilienda hivyo ndo nilienda. So me I went back, nikapanda lift, nikaingia kwa apartment, nikatulia. So during that time, do you know this nigga alikaa hapo mpaka saa 8 za usiku? And I was like, nilikuwa namuona hapo kwa camera. Ananipigia simu, kwani hautoki na kungoja? Please just come nini. You understand? And I was like, hiyo call yake sikushika because I didn't want to go meet him now. I was so pissed off. So mimi nikakaa huko kwa apartment nikasema sitatoka. Nikakaa huko nikasema wacha huyo ajinini huko. So I stayed there mpaka late night kitu around saa 8 alafu ndio akajipia shughuli. You understand? So the next morning he was like, I know nilikukosea lakini pia you're playing so hard to get, but I'm enjoying this. You know, I have all those messages and voice notes. Niko nazo. You understand? You know, I was like, you're playing so hard to get, you know, but sikunta kupata. I just wanted for something serious and blah, blah, blah. You know, so it went on like that. I never met him. Now until, imagine that time, baka hii time. So tumekuwa tukideni, tunaongea. So until now this time, yeah, this big event ya Furaha Fest. It was Furaha Fest. Now he was like, you know, kama you can spare some time, nini, we go to this event, nini. So I was like, it was my day to relax and I felt like, okay, let me support a brother because to me it was just like a brother. You understand?
Brother na umesema mlidate for 8 months.
Ndio nasema to be he was just like a brother at this point now. Okay. You know, because like Willy Paul mtu wa kwanza ni mtu mwenye ni stingy sana. I think because maybe amezoea kuwa taken care of with the maybe our baby mamas wake wa hiyo side ingine. You understand? So he would feel very uchungu kuspend because yenda anataka boss babe amspendie. So he was like he wanted my money. He wanted me to spend on him. You know, that is what amezoea. So he wanted me to spend on him and I'm like, no babes. I'd rather spend all my cash on my mom and my family. You understand? So to me, that ndo nasema to me it was just like a bro. We could work on a project na story ishe, not the other way round. So we went to this event. When we went to this event, I was frontline, of course, holding me, mkono, nini. So kufika pale, he was like, kufika pale, I think the first interviewers walikuwa Plug TV, you know, and they were the ones wenye walitunini akamkaribisha and akaulizwa ati huyo nani umekuja naye, and he was like this is just my sister, you know. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's okay. So you want something serious with me, but on public unaogopa kusema. So me, I was like, this was already a bro to me. You understand? So kitu ilinikasirisha, now where kitu ilinikasirisha came in. After your event, number one, I didn't like how I was handled because I'm a fine babe, you know. So tukiwa kwa your event, and a lot of things were actually happening. Oh, that's my mom calling anyway. I would just call her after. I'm sorry, Mom. So on this event, you know, he was busy, nini. So he was like, he gave me one of his assistants to take care of me, you know, to like up or around. I was like, the place was so muddy.
Ashakuita sister, ungeenda tu. Already ashakusister zone, but why would you feel bad na wewe pia ulikuwa ushambra zone?
I didn't feel bad because of this sister. I felt bad because hiyo siku after event, remember we drove together because there was no need of me driving my car, you know, when he was there to drive me. Why? So because also pia tulikuwa, you know, kuwa celeb, he wanted to ingia pale with, I don't know, 7, 10, 50 cars zikiwa zinamfuata nyuma yake, you know. So there was no need of mimi ni drive alone kwa gari yangu. So ilibidi anipick. So he picked me, you know. So venye alinipick tukaenda pamoja. Kitu ilinikasirisha ni after hii event. Remember after the event Willy Paul alikuwa anafuatwa. You remember? Alikuwa anafuatwa because alikuwa anataka kushikwa aekwe ndani. So venye alikuwa anafuatwa, we had ile ku drive ile ya kujificha. Una drive because alikuwa anafuatwa. You remember? So venye alikuwa anafuatwa, he had to drive haraka. So in the middle of everything pia mimi si tulikuwa sasa na yeye. But ndona I'm still coming to kitu ilinikasirisha. So venye tulidrive, there's no way angeni drop kwangu nini hivyo. So sisi wote we went to place yake. So venye tulienda actually place yake. Hii siku ndo nilikasirika, mimi nikasema najiondoa. Like alitaka kukuna asali yenye sio yake, kifuniko changu cha asali alitaka kuifunua. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like, are you mad? You know? Are you mad? Kifuniko changu cha asali wataka kuifunua Mbona? And I was like, mi siwezi kupa kifuniko yangu ya asali. The only bado hujafika kufungua kifuniko ya asali. So this dude alikasirika, you know. So during this time, you know, tulikuwa nini kidogo, he was like, you know, sijui fanya nini, sijui nini. Mimi nikamwambia, hey bro, chill. Just chill. Na kama kuna mali sijui inasemejwa, because that is what he literally does with people. Walienda kafanya na kina Diana B na nani alafu anakuja out there kubrag, because right about now angekuwa shakuja kabrag akasema nilikula nilidiva, si angekuwa shawaambia. Akuja sema alinikula wapi? Yeah, sasa angekuwa shasema alikula nilidiva. So me this ndio kitu ilinikasirisha, sio hiyo story aliniita sister, because I don't fucking care. It's not my type, you know. He wants a babe mwenye ana take care of him. I can't take care of a bouncing over 30 years boys. Sijui ako 30 what, but I can't take care of him. You understand? So you know, nilikopo chini na ngoja breakfast. No, sorry. Mimi ni ule babe, yani I need breakfast in bed. You understand? I was waiting for this nigga mke aniletee breakfast akuwa ametengeneza. But niliamka, you know, kuamka na sioni kitu, you know. Literally I was sleeping kwa hiyo couch yenye iko chini, because his bedrooms zake zote ziko huko juu, ziko upstairs. So mimi nilikuwa nimekaa tu hapo kwa couch, you know, slept like something 2 hours, because everything, kulikuwa na chaos mingi, a lot to talk about on social media because of the event venye ilikuwa. So hata yeye mwenyewe I don't think alilala, but during this time kulikuwa na ile kuzozana yaya. He wants the coochie pot and me I'm like, you know, my coochie pot damn fucking expensive nigga, you know. So tulinini hivyo mpaka akapanda juu akaenda huko juu kulala. Mimi nikabaki hapo kwa kiti. So when nilikuwa kwa kiti, I think usingizi ilinichukua around kitu hapo I think it was 6 in the morning, nikalala kama 2 hours, 6 saa moja nikaamka na nusu ikielekea saa 2. And I was so fucking disappointed, because sikuwa na breakfast hapo, you know, nimezoea breakfast in bed. So yeah, I was waiting for it. And then nikiamka hivi, when I turn my head and namuona pia kumbe alishaamka amekapo kwa living room on the other side. So when amekapo on the other side, he was like, unaamka late hivi, sijui unataka nikunywe chai saa ngapi? Hebu enda jikoni utengeneze chai, kuna mayai hapo, kuna kila kitu. Nikamwambia, do I look like your wife nigga? Yo, do I look like your wife? Me, I'm not your wife. Wacha kushinda ukinikula kichwa. I was expecting breakfast in bed. Hapo ndo tulizozana, you understand? So me, I was like, enda utengeneze hiyo breakfast uniletee. Me kwanza hata ndio mgeni. And if you want me, unafaa unanyenyekea, you know. I'm actually doing you a favor. Unafaa unyenyekee, you understand? So that was the thing. Aliamka akaenda kutengeneza hiyo breakfast. Akatengeneza what was that? Some omelets and some bread. And this guy, you know, Luyas, do you know Luya? I don't know. But you know these people, na ugali. So there was some nyama zile za magoti ya mbuzi. Oh my gosh. You know, ile magoti ya mbuzi. Yeah. He was like, you know, me ndo napenda kukunywa asubuhi. So he went there akatengeneza magoti ya mbuzi in the morning. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think even kama hii breakfast nitaikula, because I was pissed off, you understand? So alienda pale akatengeneza hizo vitu zake akaleta, you know. But at the end of the day I was hungry, so mimi nilikunywa tu hiyo maziwa with bread, of course, because bread haina hizo stains. So mimi nikakula, hiyo story ikaisha. But in the meantime, that time alikuwa anapanga meet Eric Omondi na Mungai Eve. So mimi nikasema like I just want to go home. So hiyo time yenye mimi nimekaa hapo kwa kiti nikilegea, kumbe the nigga is already out. Ameenda drive off, ameenda kumit Eric Omondi, because they were hiyo time ndo alikuwa anapanga that show of KICC. The one alikuwa na sijui ndo sasa one man mic or whatever the show alikuwa anapanga. So me, I'm texting this nigga nikifikiria ako upstairs. Kumbe the nigga may drive off. And I'm like, you better come. Nilimwambia, you better come hapa unipeleke ni run errands zangu. You know? Because I had a meeting with Optiven company. I was going to look into some property. And he knew about that. So alifanya nikamiss alifanya nikamiss hiyo meeting. So I think I even posted that stuff. You know, nikamwambia, you better come back and nini niende ni run. You know, this nigga, just like I said, he's tough akiwa kwenyu. But akiwa kwangu analia, ananyenyekea. I make him cry. I make him shed tears. you know, huko kwenye ndo anajifanya because alipata that babe, me you fella I don't take. So huko kwangu ananyenyekea, nilimwambia hiyo celebrity uko nayo, ukifika kwa ile gate unaivua. Unavua hiyo celebrity unaiacha pale. Ikifika ni kwangu celebrity inaisha. You understand? So this guy ananyenyekea when it comes to me. So that is how your story ilienda. He went huko kwa kina nani, kwa kina Mungai Eve. His intention was aniwache nikae kwa nyumba yake as a housewife already. You understand? Because alikuwa anataka aende hiyo event. Then sorry, si event hiyo meeting alikuwa naona recommend with Mungai Eve ya kupanga hiyo nini yao. Then mimi ni baki huku kwa nyumba, akuja nipate kwa nyumba, you know, kama housewife, akidhani bado in the hopes that ataninini so that he can actually get to lure me to his bed. You understand? So me I was like, you know, sitangoja. So I just called I called my driver nikamwambia, hey, nilete gari, me I wanna niko somewhere fulani, come pick me. So my driver alikuja akanipick. You understand? So during that time, kumbuka hiyo event, I wore some boots and some sexy dress, fine dress. You understand? So hizo viatu zangu zilibaki kwa gari because I was tired kuzunguka kwa hiyo event venye tulikuwa tumezunguka watu wakipigana chaos nini. So mimi nikiwa kwa gari venye tulipanda gari nikikuja nilitoa boots zangu nikawacha kwa gari yake. So hizo viatu na with other things zangu nini. So this guy has been like taking advantage of this because anadhani atatumia hizi vitu zangu zenye ziko kwake anirudishe. So every time I'm like, send my stuff to my apartment, you know, get like send my stuff zikuje kwangu, and he's like, you know, sijui nini anataka mimi niziende. And do you understand why anataka niziende? Yeah, because he wants me to go back there so that he can try his luck of kufungua shipoto yangu. You understand? No, me, I don't want that. So mpaka saizi my $1 million boots, because they were actually my gift. You know, they were my gift from US. You know, my birthday present. So I'm like, hizi siwezi kuachia. You can actually get to have the rest of the things back in Azo, but this $1 million boots, no babe. So tumekuwa tukizozana juu ya hizi boots. Since then mpaka saizi. Nikamwambia send my boots nini. You understand? So mpaka saizi bado sijachukua vitu zangu. Hizo boots zangu sijui bado ziko kwa gari yake, is bragging with them, you know, since that time. So naona hajawahi introduce ati sijui dem mwingine because during that time before alikuwa ana nini na ule dem anaitwa Ricky Rose. You know, since that time mbona amenini dem gani? He's just working on his stuff nini, you know. So he's still trying his luck, but mimi nilishatoka huko. If he thinks that hizo boots zangu ndo is a way to trap me, I'll just say, I'm so sorry, dude. You know, because that's not gonna work. So you better send my $1 million boots. Mwenye alizituma is like, you know, sikoni siku hizi ukizivaa, you know. And I'm like, yo, I don't even know how to explain that. So he will not use my boots to get into my shipoto or kifuniko changu cha asali.
Well, Nelly, this story ni moto. Yo, I hope everyone has heard about this. Maybe when we wind up this interview, you are a rapper and everyone knows that. So hii story ya Mulamwa venye ilitokea, so many people walikuwa wanafikiria labda you guys are chasing clout, kuna song yenye mnapanga kutoa we na Mulamwa ama wewe peke yako, so you wanna do this so that song itoke. Can you clarify on that? Are you planning to release a song? Is this clout or what's happening?
Miss Trudy, you've known me for the longest haul. Yeah. That's what I can say. So na wewe umekuwa na ngoma zangu before and was in a trend. I have never even for once gone out there trying to chase clout ndio ni promote ngoma yangu. Have I ever? No. Hakuna clout nimewahi chase ndio ngoma yangu itoke ati because I'm releasing a song sasa I need to chase clout. No. I am the best female rapper. And to those who doesn't know me, I'll introduce myself to you as I am the new fresh stock in the game. And hakuna mtu mwenye ananifikia. So even those people like, you know, they've been comparing me sana with Nicki and Cardi B. You know, let's kwanza tuingie huko inter. They've been comparing my voice with Nicki and Cardi B. And even there is a song, nilisema muache kunicompare with Nicki and Cardi B. So kama hujasikiza hiyo ngoma, you can go skiza it so that you get to know what I'm talking about. I said muache kunicompare with Nicki and Cardi B. Now you are talking of Diana Codes. Wanna ni compare with Diana Codes? No, that shit can't happen.
Right. So
that shit can't happen. Yo, walienda pale wakasema, if you read, how was that in if you read it? Yo on my story IG. Wakisema that mimi ni mnoma. lakini mimi ni mnoma sana tukatai. Lakini
Diana Codes ni mnoma kukuliko.
Lakini Diana Codes ni mnoma kuniliko. And I was like, yo, Diana Codes labda wache kusunda ngwai kwa Haga, ndo maybe anze kuwapia kwa billboards na kwa Grammy, because on Kalikatel she was like, you know, I deserve to be on the Grammy, you know. And I saw even that beef yake na Shekina Karen akisema, you know, fan akimwambia Shekina Karen ni moto, you know, and she was like, oh, sijui nini. So me, just one thing I can say about this, Diana Codes labda wache kusunda ngwai kwa nini ndio apia, because maybe there's an effect inafanya ngwai ifanye uso yake ikae kama nyama za bama, you understand. And just like I said, I made rappers like Petra withdraw the game. She's no longer in the game. She's no more rapping. You understand? And these rappers, Naughty Flow, they no more arouse me because they are old age. You understand? So you can't compare me with nobody because I'm a game on my own. You understand? Me, like, I'm the baddest female rapper, baddest. Now you can't compare me with nobody. Yeah.
Wow.
They can't compare me with nobody. So uliona nilifanya wabaya wakaanza kuimba. Wabaya wameacha rap, wameanza kuimba. Mimi nilifanya kabaya, wabaya waanze kuimba.
So in short, see clout. It's not a clout that you guys are doing.
I'm not doing a clout or doing nothing to actually promote my music. No, if I want to promote my music, I will promote it in a different way, not through clout chasing.
Do you think hizi speculation zote za kuharibu boma ya mtu ndoa ya wenyewe hazikuharibi brand, because you've built it, your brand yako, you've really done a lot about it, and now whatever that is going around, it's not a good thing. At some point, do you feel inakuharibia brand?
Do you know what I can say? Like, not even au wenye wanafanya well in music ati jina zao ni 100% perfect kwa industry ama kwa media. Someone like Calligraph Jones, he's my role model in the rap game. He's doing a very great job. But unadhani Calligraph Jones anapendwa na kila mtu? No, hapendwi na kila mtu. And there are so many people wenye wanamharibia jina. But what do? You still remain to be the OG. It doesn't mean that kila mtu atanipenda. And what I can say, I really love the haters. Mi napenda kuchukiwa than kupendwa. I don't even want you to love me. I want you to hate me. Keep hating. You know, because you're hating and I'm elevating. But one thing I know for sure, hakuna mtu anafika bei. Like if you had that song my song, the collaboration I did with Rosary, nilisema hakuna mtu anafika bei. Like nani atafika bei? Na kama ni vazi, si vazi za Gikomba. Mi usaka tu pay. You understand? Like nani atafika bei? Na kama ni vazi, si vazi za Gikomba. Siku hizi nasaka pay na hapa Kanairo wananita Donda. You get? Nelly the diva kwa game, mi ndo nasonga kusonga. Hizi mitasi ndo wale wahuni na kila siku ni kuzoza. I do talk shit on my TikTok and I block bitches with the cheap talk. You understand? So I do talk shit on my TikTok and I block niggas with the cheap talk. I stack back, then I flip go while I make dollars in my crypto. You understand? So yeah, that's the slang for me.
Yo, Nelly the diva, Nelly. Hata sijui nimalize ama nianze tena, cause I think tutapanga part 2 of this. Nelly ako na lot yenye kuna zingine amekazia tu hataki kuzisema, but I would say thank you so much for your time. Maybe someone wants to watch your music. Kuna wale tu maybe they're watching for the first time. They wanna watch your music, they wanna support you, they wanna follow you. How do they get you?
So Nelly the Diva is actually on all DSPs. Nelly the Diva is on Instagram as Nelly the Diva. Nelly the Diva is on YouTube as Nelly Diva. Nelly the Diva is everywhere on all DSPs, on Spotify, on iTunes, on Boomplay. You can get to stream my music, support my music, you know, as Nelly the Diva. And I really have like some bangers and good stuff to those who've listened to them. Nelly the Diva all the way.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you nothing but the best. You're a strong woman. Nimekusikiza tu time yote kidogo tu nimetulia, lakini wewe ni mnoma sana. Asante sana. Let's hope next time tutakutafuta tena, because I know kuna watu wanangoja part 2. So I have to look for you again. na ukuje na at least chini ya pesa kidogo jamani. Sasa 500,000, 1 million. Ai,
siwezi shukisha.
Ushukishi bei.
I can't shukisha. Sawa, kuna mtu anataka nione mtu mwenye atafika bei. Because nani atafika bei? Nani atafika bei? Nani?
Sawa guys, I've been your host Trudy Kitui. See you next time. I love you so much and thank you for always supporting me. Bye.